Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for joining me once again on this diary project for myself there. Now, to start things off, I wanted to just put out some information that unfortunately I tried doing another diary entry a few days ago. Unfortunately, something happened and the footage either was corrupted or lost because it never ended up showing up for me. And unfortunately, that also happened to be the best diary entry that I had so far. And it kind of sucks that it's the case for it there, but you just have to keep on moving on. But in this particular case, I wanted to just briefly talk about what ended up happening before getting into this current diary entry. Now, to start off, I had wanted to collect the new servant that had come up for Lost Belt 7, the Nitocris Avenger. There she is. And I had gotten some Saint Quartz to be able to use for her, so I went into her banner and I did a couple of 10 pulls for her, and nothing really ended up happening. On the third one, I ended up pulling a Scheherazade, which it's a USO for me, but it was just surprising to get another SSR servant essentially so quickly comparatively, with the whole double GSSR and then getting the Jeanne d'Arc, and now I got another 5-star servant, and I was just like, oh man, like the luck is there in terms of just pulling the servants, just not the correct ones. Now, shortly after that happened, then the game crashed on me, so about halfway through the pull, Scheherazade came up, I believe one more thing went through, and then the game crashed, and I was just like, oh man, like that seems like a bad omen that things are not going to be going well. So I didn't think much was going to come of it, so then I rebooted up the game, and I was just like, okay, let's just try this. And I run it through, and what do I get in the very next 10 shot? But I guess it's 11 now, but Nitocris just ended up showing up for me. And not only that, it showed up in the very first slot for me. So I was thrilled that it took barely any time to get her. But then this happened. Yeah, she showed up twice in that same role. So going through, I go directly from a Scheherazade into 2 Nitocris. And I'm speechless at that point there. I cannot believe that the luck has been so good recently. And then, so I decide, okay, I've only used a little bit of the Saint Quartz that I'd gotten for this particular diary entry. I'm going to go off and I'm going to use the remainder of it for the Kotomine Kirei Rasputin banner, because I still want to get him, because hey, I just got Nitocris Assassin. Maybe that crash was actually good luck. I mean, while Scheherazade isn't a great servant, I mean, I like her enough, and it's just like, oh hey, she shows up, then the 2 Nitocris show up. So go through, do a 10 shot, nothing. Next 10 shot after that, well, your boy, Mr. Priest, shows up, and he's talking to me all about his Mapo Tofu, and the Grail, all of the darkness and anger of the world. And, not only is the voice smooth and sensual, but it's just, hey, he shows up out of nowhere. So I'm thinking to myself, well, this is probably the best one. And then after I finished it up was when I learned, oh, something's wrong with the video. So now that the best one so far, and probably for all of January, has been concluded and not recorded. Let's get into the current one, which is I wanted to try to get another copy of Koyanskaya Darkness. There. So I've already done a couple of tickets for her. I did a single shot. I ended up getting the new version of Fragment, both in the 1 St. Quartz summon as well as getting one within the 10 ticket summons that I did. And, that's good because I hadn't gotten any yet. But let's see if Koyanskaya Dark wants to actually be as friendly to me as Nidochris was. So here's to luck that maybe these new fragment-like craft essences were now a segment of good fortune in intending for me there. I think I did the skip. Nope, I didn't do the skip. I was like, oh man, I'm getting right into a servant right afterwards. That's so unbelievable. But no, I didn't do the skip. Oh well, not a really great summon there, but let us see what the future holds in this one. We got one. Well, this time it's definitely a servant. Archer. Oh. Getting some more Fujino. That's always nice. I mean, she only showed up in those really Karano Kyokai banners, so I probably don't have all that many coins of her, and to be fair, don't really use her all that much. But hey, I don't mind getting a few more of her to show up because of this relative scarcity of the crossovers, which I am excited about the new ones there, because I did like Aoko Toko, and I'm looking forward to a couple of years down the road, essentially at this point, or just more like a year and a half, when she will end up becoming playable. I'm curious about the other one, CL, as well. I don't know enough about the Kyokai universe, just the movies that they had there. So if she's not actually from in there, then whoops, that's my bad. But I honestly only watched the movie series with my friend that initially got me into Fate. Ooh, that's another 5-star. So getting pretty close to getting up an MLB copy of the second one. I believe that's the other thing too. I also got enough copies for an MLB copy of the new craft essence, and we're gonna get a double over 4-star. I haven't really gotten into much of the other Nasu-verse stories, but I mean, overall, I think that it's a pretty good story. Womp womp, Berserker. But at least it's Tama. I like my Tamas. I mean, even though it's... Ooh. Is Tama gonna do Koyanskaya? No. Just Fujino. Like I said, I'll take her, but I thought maybe Tama Cat might have been important for Koyanskaya, just somehow getting more of the tails back in there. But unfortunately, not her, but still getting 2 4-star servants there, particularly Fujino. Probably not going to be worrying about that one at all. Yep, it was nothing. I know Jinako is another pretty influential female character from the CCC universe there. I think that she's very funny in her connect. Ooh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Ah, there we are. Thank you, Koyanskaya. I mean, maybe not quite as friendly as Nitocris was, but still, having her show up, just what I wanted. Perfect. Well, I do have a little bit left over, and I will say one thing that I wanted to do is generally when a new server comes out, I tend to try to go for 2 copies of it there. It's not always been the case. There are some that I just don't think are influential enough to do that for, but I do think that Rasputin is good enough. So, gonna start off with his little cheeky one shot there and just use up the rest of the Saint Quartz there. No Medza. But looks like we got enough for 3 more summons for him. It'd be absolutely fantastic if we did it. Oh, that's another one. If I can get one more, I believe that'll be enough for the second MLB Cup. Definitely isn't going to be that one there. Just a couple of homunculi sisters. No, we're looking for that. We're looking for that mash, and we're looking for that Rasputin. Ooh, that was a slowdown. Could this be him? Is he going to be nice this time? Nope, it's just a Hephaestion. She's going off, trying to pretend to be not only Iskander, but I guess also Popominikide. I mean, I guess, you know, with Elmoloi files showing up after kind of the events of Zero, there's a little bit of continuity there, but yeah, Hephaestion, don't pretend to be Kie. It's not gonna go over well for you. Mr. Badass himself, Kyrie, he's the man. Him and Mordred, probably one of the best teams within all of Apocrypha. I mean, I think that Karna was, you know, a great character in it as well. But, I mean, that whole side, which one would have that been? Red? I mean, just being essentially Amakusa Shiro, being sort of the master there. You know, got to see a little bit more of the interactions with the black side. And unfortunately, we're ending off on a min roll there, but it's not too bad. We did end up getting the real target of this one, of Koyanskaya. I'm happy with it ending like that there. So, probably will be trying once again to try to get one last copy as Rasputin. But until then, I hope that you all stay well, and if you come back, I'd very much enjoy it. If not, I hope that you enjoy the rest of your time, and have a nice evening.